and welcome to my presentation. I'm so happy that you're here. This presentation is entitled 5 Shifts Professional Women Use to Reinvent Themselves After a Divorce and Live a Life of Freedom. I'm so happy to share this information with you, and I'm glad that you're here. So, who is this presentation for? This presentation is for the professional women, the corporate woman who works a 9 to 5 job, an entrepreneurial woman over 40 and over, who wants and has a desire to reinvent themselves after divorce. For women who want to grow their current business, even start a new business, move up in your current job, and move from that frustration to clarity after a divorce so that you can live your life of passion and freedom and hit your goals. It's for any woman after divorce who have invested in their skills and in their knowledge and time in a career and business, and either feel that you no longer enjoy what you're doing, you're a little bit uncertain, you have some blocks that's preventing you from moving forward in the future. For that woman who crave to have a more balanced and satisfied life that fits you so that you can create the impact and have that fulfillment in life and enjoyment in this phase of your life. If this is you, then absolutely this webinar presentation is for you. So I want you to grab a pen and a piece of paper or whatever you use to take notes on, and we can really get started and dive right into it. So pay close attention because I am going to share with you the exact steps that you need to take your life to where you want it to go. And I promise that you're not going to find this anywhere else. So in the next 45 minutes, here is what's going to happen. We're going to talk about how you're going to build your confidence, how you're going to get that confidence back into your business, into your life, into your career after your divorce, so that you can actually have the life you want. We're going to go on through how to bring back that joy and the passion into your life after divorce. How working on your image of how you see yourself, that you're already that person who has the life, that wonderful life you desire, how working on that to get you all the success and money and freedom is what you're going to need to do. We're going to look at how some of my clients have used this same process to move from a more challenging to fulfilling business life within their organization, how they use it to grow and expand their own business, even this time during a pandemic. We're going to talk about how you can use this simple process that you can accelerate your life and build a life that you want by your design. We're going to look at how you can break down those barriers that currently may be preventing you from moving forward for the life you want, from getting the compensation you want from your business, in your career, and it's actually creating some setbacks and how you're going to break through those. And we're going to talk about why self-coaching and not working by yourself is your most important work. So before we go any further, I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping for you. So a few points before we move forward. I want you to understand there's no such thing, and I'm sure you know this, as something for nothing. It does not exist. Your results, individual results that happen, is going to require you some commitment. It's going to require you to maybe change some habits. You want some unusual, uncommon results in your life in a quick time. You're going to need to have some commitment to it. And there's no such thing as overnight success. Myself and my clients, we are persistent in our action and pursuing our goals so that we can get the life that we desire. And you want that wonderful life as well. It's taking the steps to do it. And I hope this is making sense to you, because as we move forward, I want you to understand it's going to take commitment and it's going to take persistence. So, my promise to you today is you're going to have a step by step strategy to get that wonderful life you want. That step by step strategy to help you reinvent and create the life of your dreams. So you can hit those goals. You can have more passion, not only in your current business, but maybe you want to open a new business, more passion in your relationships, in your personal lives, and you're going to do it on your terms. I hope this sounds good to you. And I know that for some of you, this may sound like a dream. But for a lot of clients who have worked the system, they have done just that. And I'm going to show you just how they've done it. But before we go any further, let me check in with you to see where you're at. Does this sound like you? Do you secretly worry that you're going to get to the end of your days and you're going to look back over your life with regret and you feel like you really didn't make a difference, all the difference that you'd hoped for? Do you have that restless feeling that it's time to do something different with your life? Time to move on? That you feel like time may be running out for you to change careers? Are you scared that you might fail if you start to open a business? And as you see other women in your field or business who created the time, the money, freedom, they seem to be having these experiences that you so desire. Do you simply worry that you've settled for less? Do you feel lost, like you've lost your enthusiasm for your career, for your business, for life in general? You have no energy, no vitality. You don't know where to start from, and you feel so stuck and uninspired. You have a constant pressure of always having to work. You're working more hours, but still can't seem to move forward. Do you feel sometimes like you're going through the motions every day? You're with family, you're with friends, but you just don't have that sense of wellness and love that you should be having, that I just need to make it through. Are you annoyed and disappointed with yourself? Do you feel like you've never, oh my gosh, I'm never going to reach this income potential that I desire? Like you've never really truly become that person to live that life, that wonderful life that you envision for yourself. Time, money, freedom, relationships that matters. And do you feel like this is just the way things is supposed to be? This is just how it's supposed to be. My life's supposed to be like this. I have gotten divorced now, so this is really how life is just supposed to be. That you would never be able to create those lifelong memories and experiences with your loved one, because this is how my life is going to be. Now, if any of this sounds like you, I have good news for you. None of these things really matter, as they are not the real problem. They are just symptoms of a bigger problem. The real problem is that you have not made what I call the shifts. And I'm going to talk to you about these in a second. But for right now, just know this. Once you make them, you will have complete clarity and control over the next phase of your life. Your life is going to look like the life you want, including income, flexibility, your time, and your freedom. You're going to see it once you've made these shifts. You're finally going to have that life of satisfaction and balance that aligns with your interests, your values, your goals, and what you are actually passionate about. You're no longer going to have that feeling of being stagnant and stuck on things, and you will actually know how to move forward in this life that you so desire. You're going to have re-energized passion for your work, and things that have been painfully missing for months and years are going to come back to you. You're going to realize your true expression of all those hidden talents, feel invigorated as you get engaged. And as you have this new outlook, as you discover the endless possibilities and opportunities that this new life will bring you, you are going to be living in a confidence. You're going to express yourself differently, and you're going to have a positive impact on all those around you, creating a ripple effect. How does that sound? Now, before we go any further, let me just take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Michelle Hayes, and for over 25 years now, I have coached women through life's transitions. It all started with me becoming a midwife to coach women through labor and birth. I've transitioned into labor and birth, into helping women after they have their baby, into coaching them through health. As I move through from coaching them through birth, I've come into the field of coaching. I started as a health coach. And I recognized that the people that was having more and more success in their life had really proficient mindset shifts. And as I recognized these profound changes, I moved and I took on the mindset work as a mindset and success coach. I have partnered with the leader, a world leader in human growth and development, human growth potential, understanding that your mind is where you move forward, an heir to the modern sciences. My full focus is on helping women 40 and over, women of my generation, to become the best, fully empowered version of themselves, to become that person that God created them to be, and to understand that when things happen like divorce in their life, it does not have to define them. It is my greatest passion to see all potential areas of their lives to become the person that they want to be. This is how I have discovered the 5 shifts. So let me tell you how I came to discover these 5 shifts. Even though I felt that I was successful just like you are and had accomplished much in my life, I knew something was missing. And it became more and more profound after my divorce. After my divorce, it took a couple of years where I was in a place where I was also transitioning, where I was using my mindset to get me out of this struggle wheel. Now, it was never difficult for me to really go where I cared about. It's always been my passion, as I mentioned, to help women. But as I developed, I had to get help. I got a coach to help me work on my mindset, understanding that my permanent success, my permanent growth had to come from there. Something told me that I needed the help to work on this at this stage in life. I no longer had to go it alone. So now I understand on a deep level what my clients are going through, the challenges and the fears that they face as they begin to navigate this new world after a divorce. We have a lot to deal with. And as far as I'm aware, getting the help from a coach was the best decision that I've ever made. Immediately getting that help, I was encouraged to take action because we can dream all we want, but without action, nothing moves forward. I was encouraged to create and to work on these actions by creating the life and living the life and loving the life that I want. I was coached on doing things in a certain way. And those certain ways led me to these 5 shifts because I noticed by doing things in a certain way and refining them, I came up with these 5 shifts to take full control, be it in life, in health, personal relationship. These shifts work every time. They help you to become more independent, to increase that income, to maximize the impact that you have in the world, to change all habits, all the things that's holding you back from the freedoms that we seek. These 5 shifts, I've discovered them, and I'm going to walk you through these 5 shifts right now. I hope this is making sense. So, the first shift that we want to talk about today is the belief in yourself. You see, I understand, and my clients came to understand that to move forward in everything, you first must believe in yourself. Believe in who you are is so important. Believe that you can move forward following a divorce. And even though sometimes it's hard to hold belief in yourself, and sometimes it really can feel like, oh my gosh, it is a liability for this me to have this belief that I can move forward. You feel vulnerable because you see things around you and you're like, can I do this? You feel that desperation that comes from before. But even as you feel those things, you have this restlessness and a sense that something has to be done. Something different needs to be done. You understand that there are many women, understand this, there's many women that tend to believe that they can't move forward after divorce. But you are not one of these people. That's why you're here. So to even thinking of changing and reinventing yourself, I commend you for this. I also want you to understand that there is no permanent change unless you change your habits and how you feel and the paradigms you have about yourself. These habits that we've developed that's causing these limiting beliefs, that's keeping us safe, we need to change them. We have to start with a new belief system, believing in your dreams that you can realize those professional, personal, financial goals and dreams that you want. The foundation of belief must come from place, be in place before doing anything else. Of equal importance is believing that you absolutely deserve to have a fun, exciting, wonderful life, that you are worthy of it. To allow yourself the new possibilities with this belief will allow you to have confidence, knowing that you can do anything that you put your mind to. This is your time to recalibrate. Your inner voice told you to be here, to listen to this webinar. Because I want you to understand, if not now, when? Always listen to your inner voice. That small, still voice inside of you that tells you it's time to recalibrate. Cultivate that voice. Believe that it is leading you to where you need to be. Have that belief to explore who you are. This is that time for you. So I hope that made sense. So we're going to move on right now to shift number 2. Shift number 2, I absolutely love. It is building a new image of who you are. You may have heard this before, about building a new image, and to some it might be controversial. But I can guarantee you, but if you stick with me and let me explain, I want you to understand you need to build your new image. Your image has taken a lot of beating in the last few years. Nothing kills your confidence more than a negative image. So if you are holding a negative image of who you are, that kills your confidence. It kills your momentum to move forward. We are programmed in the deep recesses of our mind to have a perception of what or who we are. And that maybe that perception is you may not be worthy of the things that you desire in your heart. And this affects all areas of your life in a negative fashion. It affects the way you see yourself. And it's a surefire way for you to continue in a life of feeling depressed and worried. Nothing holds us back again as to have that image, that confidence to ask for what we want. If we don't have an image of we deserving and worthy, we're not going to be asking for what we want. We're not going to speak our truth. We're not going to be moving forward in direction of who we want to become. In this next phase of your life, your interests and talents need to lead you the way. You need to have the self-image that you have what it takes to create the life and the work that you love. Enjoy doing. You have what it takes for that passion to go after your dreams. You have what it takes to realize every dream that you have. I want to pause here for a minute because I hope that you are understanding what I'm saying, that your image right now needs a little shift. You are created in God's image and God's likeness, and you are perfect. Your spiritual DNA is perfect, but the image you hold of yourself is what's going to need to work. So I want to talk to you a little bit of one of my clients. Her name is Chantal Miller. Now, Chantal started using this program and using the shifts, using the 5 shifts in her life about a year and a half ago. And quite honestly, it has 100% changed her life. You see, Chantal had no passion. She felt like her purpose in life was gone. But she still had a desire inside of her. She knew that she wanted to create a different life, but she did not know how to bring it to the surface. These shifts that we talk about today helped her move from that feeling of being stuck and stagnant to going all through to opening a brick and mortar store in the middle of a pandemic. And that's her in the picture there in her store in Canada. She had the confidence to move out of a toxic relationship. And she now has met the man of her dreams. This shift has helped her improve her relationship with her children. Her confidence, you can see that she's beaming. Her confidence has grown so much. She has become a new person. She has become that person that she dreamed about. As she said, it has taught me how to set goals, how to close the gap between knowing what I have to do and what I actually do. Taught her how to unleash her true potential. She learned about her image and that the image that she held of herself was not the image that she wanted to live in. She was portraying one image to the world and this one and another to herself. So Chantal is a living example of how these shifts can help you. So we're going to move on right now to shift number 3. And I hope this is making sense to you. I hope you enjoy Chantal's story. So this is shift number 3. And shift number 3 is the secret weapon. You're going to use the secret weapon. And I call a secret weapon Craft Your Life Design Accelerator. I believe that it is the most powerful way to find or create your dream business, move up in your career, have that life that you want, doing work that you love and is passionate about. This shift helps you really create that satisfaction, that satisfied life of freedom, not just time, but also money freedom. You will not just improve your career and your business, but it can work in every area of your life. You can apply this shift. Relationships, health, well being, vocation, anything you can apply this shift to. You will use your life experience in relation to this shift to move you ahead of the game really fast. But to do this, we must find a new way to work, a different way. Now I'm going to go back to the secret weapon in a minute, but first let's talk a little bit about some of the old ways that you have used in the past to reinvent yourself. I know that you have because I have too. And these old ways, you talk about all you need is this. You spend hours and hours of doing Google searches, reading ebooks, taking courses on how to reinvent yourself, self-help books. You spend hours watching YouTube videos about what to do and how you're going to get from point A to point B. And you're thinking to yourself, this is going to work. You do it, and then eventually you realize, oh my gosh, I'm not getting any further. You get to the point where you resign yourself to say, you know what? This is not working. I'll never get it. I may just write this out. Eventually, the kids are going to grow up, and I'll just be me, and this is how life is going to be. But this is not the way you want to do. Right? I call this just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that something sticks. You have used these techniques before. You've seen people use them. You've seen that, oh, maybe their life is the same. You see them maybe taking these same strategies and supposedly having the luck, but you are frustrated with your results while your confidence every day is taking a beating. But all of these things has kept you stuck and unfulfilled in life, year in, year out. This is the old way. You have relationships that may be not going anywhere. In fact, they may be getting worse. Your business is not moving anywhere. These things keep you where you are because they don't work. The real problem with all of these is that they're cold and impersonal, and they're not tailored specifically to you. There is no shortage of information about how you can find your passion and your purpose and how to change your beliefs to reinvent your life. But if you keep relying on these old ways, you will never live, you will never enjoy this purpose that you so desire. Or what if I told you that you would never have to rely on these techniques ever again? Would you want to know how to do it? These things, remember, is a surefire way. If you continue to use those old ways, will keep you stuck. These methods somehow are not going to work by osmosis for you to have that wonderful life that you love. Does this make sense? Now we're going to talk about the new you. How you're going to actually create that life that you want. Your life by divine design. Because you're going to be working on your divine state to accelerate and crafting the new you. So I have broken this down into 3 steps. The first part of this In crafting your life by design, we're going to look at crafting your destination. So we're going to look at your purpose, and we're going to have you create the vision and set the goals for who you want to be, what you truly want in your life. You look at the things and the tasks that you enjoy doing, your skills, your experience, your business, what you love about it, your career, what you love about it. You're going to look at the things that's not working for you, and you're going to start putting the things in place that's working for you. You're going to change these things on a daily basis, and you're going to have more meaning, and they're going to become more meaningful and more engaging to help you move forward as you set those goals of who you want to be and who you truly want to become. The second is about taking full control about the way you think, the way you think about you, and changing and shifting your habits to understand what is behind your thinking. So once you change the image of who you are, you're going to start thinking like that person, building that new image, integrating behaviors and actions that this person that you want to become will be doing. And understanding that not just changing behaviors alone is going to get you results, but you are going to take the actions. You're going to close that gap, all while not actually working any harder than you're working right now. And as I said about closing the gap, the third change is changing your old way of thinking. The way you are doing things and how you go about doing it needs to change. We're going to close the gap between knowing what you should be doing and actually doing it so that you can actually get the results. This is a proven strategy if done in a certain way, and it's having huge impacts on the lives of those who've used it because it's doing the most important and impactful work and will bring you massive results fast. This is true life crafting. These three pieces are the key to truly living your life by design, doing the things you love to do in this chapter of your life. Now let's look a little further of what does it mean by life crafting. As I talked about those three key pieces, this is your wonderful life by design. You are going to utilize your skills and your experiences, doing the things that bring you meaning to create this wonderful life. You're going to create the time freedom to enjoy and experience with your loved ones. And you're going to have the impact that you want. Once you take these steps, this is how your life is going to look. Your next chapter. This is it. So let me stop here for a minute and talk about another one of my clients. Her name is Shani. Shani has used these steps to create the life that she wants because she tried a lot of different ways. She tried many different things. She tried the YouTube, the courses, the self-help books. Nothing worked. 6 months with this, using these shifts, Shani created a new reality. She came to understand quickly that doing things in a certain way made all the difference. And these shifts helped her reach an income of 82K in months in a business, working 4 days a week. She had 82K months in her business. She grew her team even during this COVID season. Now she has time, freedom, she has money to spend with her family, to create those memories, to create those relationships, and she's fallen back in love with her life. So this secret weapon that I talked about, using these methods, has not helped only myself, but has helped my clients to become more laser focused. They help them to remove the confusion get their thinking in order, and therefore they started making moves to get their lives in a more orderly fashion. They've moved from stagnation to building, as I said, building and opening businesses even during a pandemic, have more satisfaction in your life, building better relationships and experience with those they love. You will notice that when you start doing this, you're going to have things that overlap in your life, and those are the things that you're going to work and incorporate into your life so that you can have a life that you enjoy. You take advantage of your wisdom and your expertise. It's all about working with and not against what you already have. And as I said, you are not going to be working any harder than you are. So we're going to go move forward. And before we go forward, we're just going to have a quick recap of what we've done so far. So I want to check in with you and hope this is making sense. So far, we've talked about belief in yourself, how your confidence can come back with belief so that you can actually go after the life that you want instead of wishing for it. We talked about the importance of working on your self-image and how that was going to help you become that person that you want to become and create the life that you want. And we did some talking about a couple of my clients who've used these shifts to help them move forward in their lives. And we've looked at how you can start crafting that life that you want. So I hope this is making sense, guys. So we're going to start moving on. We're going to move to shift number 4 now. And I hope that you are absolutely writing stuff down. Shift number 4, I call trample the barrier. We talked about setting your goal. And whenever you set goals in life, you're going to come up against barriers. And the reason why we come up against barriers is because we are just programmed to stay in the same spot, but we also have a desire to move forward. In life, those dissatisfaction that you feel is not necessarily a bad thing, but as we start setting goals, we're going to come up against the barriers that actually can be landmines to have sabotage your success. So I want to just acknowledge here that after divorce, sometimes we're not sure how to move forward. What do we do after divorce? How do we move forward in our lives? It is hard. And when we come up against this, we come up against fear, we come up against worry, we come against doubt. You start thinking, is it even possible to have this new life? How could you possibly deal with all the things that you're going through and still try and move forward and make these big changes that in your heart you want? But you need a technique. You need a technique that will help you to break through those things that's holding you back. And it will reveal itself and reveal to you that you are stronger and you have the reserves and the strength that you need to go through. See, 99% of the time, when a person is trying to make changes, as I said before, you're going to come up against fear, worry. The awareness of what is happening can sometimes cause people to retreat. When you are aware that you're afraid, what you do is that you retreat back. You get back into that comfortable feeling where you want to stay. But can we justify that behavior? See, a lot of times people justify by that behavior by saying it's better to be safe than sorry. But that is far from the truth. It is not better to be safe than sorry. You see, faith, you have to have the faith to move forward. When you have faith, you grow. Faith and growth go hand in hand. You then have the tools that you need to courageously face that fear. And once you have the tools in hand, you can move forward. And that is where you start growing, and then where you start escalating your life and moving forward. To do this, however, to release those old beliefs and to not fall back into the same programming to live the life you truly want, you need to go through these barriers. You need to, so that you can become more effective, pursue the life that you enjoy. So going through the barrier, what I call the fear barrier, the worry barrier, I call it, some people call it the terror barrier. There are 4 processes that you will need to go through these barriers. As I have it here, I call it the terror barrier. So when you are in the first stage, you are held in bondage. You are not moving forward. This is where you're thinking, this is how life is supposed to be. I'm stuck. I'm not going to move forward. Nothing's going to change, and nothing's changing. You are actually in bondage. You have a hope, you have a dream, but you don't know how to move forward to it. Right? When you have a hope and you have a dream and you're not moving, you're in bondage. Then you start one day thinking, oh, you start getting into reasoning. I have an idea. I want to do this. And most of you here may be in this stage where you have an idea that you want to move forward, you want to reinvent yourself after the divorce, but you don't know how. And every time you think about it, you're like, I'm not going to move forward. Right? You are not emotionally involved. The ideas are just there. But once you start really thinking about it, this is actually where the fear and the worry and the fears and the doubts come up. Because you are now entertaining the idea, you're getting emotionally involved in it, and that's the third stage. This is the terror barrier. But I'm telling you, my friends, we have a system that will help you break through that terror barrier. Once you break through, once you trample that terror barrier, once you break through it, you're going to have a life of freedom, and your life will never be the same. You see, there are certain steps, there are certain things that you have to make the decision. I am going to go through any barrier that is preventing me from living the life that I want. Once you make the decision, the walls start breaking down. You're going to have that freedom that you want. But you must go through this. You must go through to grow. And this is where, at this point, with the other 3 steps, you're going to need a looking glass to look back over your life and say, oh my gosh, I broke through it. And when you break through the barriers, there's nothing to say that you are not going to come up against another barrier, but now you have the power to go through it. And you're only going to be in this stage for a short stage of time. Because if you allow yourself not to go through that barrier, what happens is you bounce right back into bondage, and the cycle continues. And we want you to break through these cycles. We really want you to win. Does this make sense to you? I hope it does. Hope this is making sense. You have one life to live, and I want you to live a life of passion. I want you to live a life of a wonderful life, and it is so close. It is closer than you think. And the truth is, it is already here for you. We just need to get to it. So we're going to go into shift number 5. And shift number 5 is investing in coaching and mentoring. And this is a big one. I just want to say right here, that if it's one thing I can tell you, is that I wish somebody had told me this sooner rather than later. So I want you to just stop wasting time for you to get to the life you want, for you to live more in that life than you are right now. Utilize this shift, because I really, as I said, want you to win. Real change in your life occurs on 2 ways. So for a fact, we know that real change occurs in 2 different ways. Real change happens through an emotional impact. And no one can tell us that after a divorce, we have not gone through an emotional part of our lives. It's an emotional impact that has actually created this area of our lives. And also through investing in a coaching program and with a mentor. If you look back over your life, you would realize that everything that you've actually been through is created from you actually having a coach or a mentor. So this is where real change occurs. So my promise to you today, we're going to check in right now. And the promise I had to you today is how you can confidently reinvent and reboot your career, business after divorce, your life, how you can bring back passion and beliefs into your life, building on those beliefs of who you are, how working on your self image to create the person that you want to become helps you to create that success in your life. I've shown you again how my clients have actually used this program to fulfill their business, to have passion, to have created a new life for themselves whilst working less and not working more. How to use the simple processes to accelerate your life, to craft your own life by design, to live the wonderful life that you want. We went through how we're going to break through those barriers and what it's going to take for you to understand that those barriers may be sabotaging and holding you back, and why coaching is so important and why it is your most important work. So, what do you need to win? In this life, you need these 5 shifts. Believe in yourself. Work on building a image of who you are, your self image. The use of the secret weapon, crafting your life dream design accelerator. You need to understand how you're going to trample those barriers that's going to come up, because you're going to set big goals for yourself and those are going to come up. We talked about why investing in coaching and mentoring is so important. Using these 5 shifts alone are enough to help you create the time and money freedom that you want. And it's even in the next 6 months. So now you have a choice. How can I help you? How can I help you use these shifts to create the life that you want? You see, my team and I have set aside some time in the next 48 hours to speak to you personally about how you can apply the shifts into your business, into your life, into your profession, starting today, to start changing your life today. We want you to know that whatever your biggest challenges is, we have seen it. Basically, you can tell us what you want, the life that you want, and we'll tell you how to create it. On the session that we're going to put up, we will work with you to craft a step-by-step game plan to help you hit your goals, whether that is time and money freedom, whether your relationships you want to attract in your life, whatever you want to attract in your life to make you feel fulfilled and satisfied, we will craft a step-by-step plan for you. We're going to do this because we want to see you win again. The cost of this is absolutely free. Yes, absolutely free. So who is this going to be for, these times to book? This is going to be for the woman who is ready. She's accomplished things in her life. She feels a little stuck right now. She's gone through a divorce. She's ready to reinvent herself, whether it's months, whether it's years after your divorce and you're ready, this is for you. If you have this invested time, skills, money, leverage all of that in your career, your business, but you feel like you're actually not really enjoying it anymore, but you know that there's more for you and you want more time, more freedom to enjoy the life, this is for you. You're ready to reinvent yourself so that you can work and live the life you want, and you're passionate about create that impact, have that time, money, freedom to enjoy and experience with your family, with your friends for the next 10, 20, 30 years or more, then this is for you. How do you get to book that call? You go to www.wealthymichellecoach.com/apply. You click that link, you sign up. Spaces are limited, so I encourage you to sign up now for it. Again, you go to wealthymichellecoach.com/apply. Book your spot because the spaces are limited. And when you go to there, it's going to take you to a calendar page and you're going to see all the available appointments. Just grab whichever one suits you. Once you grab your appointment, it's going to take you to an application page. It just takes a minute to fill out. And then we'll come to you at that time that you picked. We'll call you at that time you picked. And I promise you, it'll be the best 45 minutes that you've spent. This is the best decision that you make regarding reinventing your life taking that leap into your dream life, that wonderful life that you love. This will absolutely help you design your life by crafting it the way you want it. We will work with you on your dream. So let me tell you a little bit, one more about this wonderful client of mine, and then we'll wrap up. Her name is Mandy. And what I love about Mandy is Mandy was struggling. She was really finding it hard to get the result. Everything seemed difficult. Everything seemed so hard. It's like she was, as she said, she told me she felt like she was in quicksand. With the using the shifts, her results were came easily and effortlessly. She created a different way of thinking. It's expansive, and she will never go back because now she sees herself as so much more. She got a reignition on her purpose of giving back and contributing to the world on a such level. The impact that Mandy is creating in her world right now is astronomical. And she's doing it at a level, as she says, that she could never possibly imagine. So this is my presentation. I know we went a little over than 45 minutes, but I hope this made sense to you. I hope you enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing you book that call because we want to see you win, as I said. Go to www.wealthymichellecoach.com/apply, book your spot, and we'll come to you at the time you chose.